I'm telling you they're real.
There is no such thing.
You're telling me that out of all the myths, all the legends, and all the fairy tales, you've never heard of the mole people?
Hearing about something and believing in something is completely different when you don't have any proof.
You better be careful. If they hear you say that, they will come for you.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna be kidnapped by mole people.
I won't let that happen. Take this.
Thanks. What is this?
It keeps mole people away. For as long as I've had that, I have never seen a mole person.
By that logic, this ring keeps away Bigfoot.
Can I have that ring? I'm kind of scared of Bigfoot. I stole his beef jerky.
Congratulations! I officially don't know if you're joking or not. But I can tell you what's actually down there.
Lizard people? Come on, Tara. Everyone knows they aren't real.
No, the Tommyknockers.
The what?
Well, lore lovers, I have a new tale to tell you today. The Tommyknocker. Now, unless you are Welsh or Cornish, know a little bit about the American West cultures and mythologies, or read a certain Stephen King novel, you probably haven't heard of the Tommyknocker. Back in the Wild West of America, mines were scattered everywhere. If someone even believed they found a hint of precious metal, hordes of men would come out trying to seek their fortunes. Mining towns came and went, while others grew and flourished. And for those that did flourish, it wasn't long for a long network of tunnels to be right next to your home. And these tunnels weren't exactly safe. They went on for miles, deeper and deeper into the earth, with very few exits. Miners would risk their lives, blasting walls, digging deeper and deeper to find that treasure. And these mines were dangerous. The deeper the mine, the less air there was. And sure, they had air ventilation shafts, but it still wasn't much, and there could still be pockets of gas down there. And so because of this, miners brought in canaries. If the canary dropped dead, the miners knew they would have to leave, and fast. But this wasn't the only risk for the miners. Sometimes their tools or equipment would be misplaced or go missing entirely. But worst of it all would be the knocking. Wooden beams held up the tunnels.
I never understood that. You're digging into a mountain and expect just a random wooden beam to hold it up as you're hollowing it out.
That was the problem, actually. The wood. Miners would hear the knocking, faint at first, but getting louder. The knocking, louder, more insistent. It was the warning that they were here. The sign of imminent danger and mischief. It was the Tommyknockers. And the louder the knock, the more intense the warning. Some miners believed that the knocking from the Tommyknockers was a call of warning of imminent danger, that they had to leave the mine as soon as they could. Others believed it was the Tommyknockers themselves, trying to dislodge the wood and collapse the tunnel, burying everyone alive who was stuck inside. But in either case, collapse was near. The wooden columns would burst, break, or bust, and the tunnel would collapse, leaving no sign of anyone or anything in that tunnel. And depending on what you believed, you either thanked the Tommyknocker for the warning, or cursed it for burying and killing another one of your friends. But what are the Tommyknockers? What do they want? What do they look like?
They're mole people. Just another name for them, right?
No, not quite. The Tommyknocker actually comes from Europe, in Welsh and Cornish mythologies. It started in Pennsylvania in the coal mines, but slowly made its way out west, crafting its own folklore. Even if you were a non-believer, after working in the depths of the mines, hearing the knocking, witnessing the collapses, you soon became one. What I love about the Tommyknocker is it shows the oral traditions of people in such a short amount of time. Back in Europe, these were just called knockers, and they resembled more of leprechauns, but were never called gnomes. Knockers were just a couple feet tall, had wrinkly skin all over, and had large heads with long white whiskers. However, the miners never saw these things, but they knew the Tommyknocker was there. And so in America, the Tommyknocker wasn't actually a little leprechaun, it was a ghost. And depending on your beliefs, or a malevolent spirit watching over you, warning of the danger that's about to come. Unfortunately, Tommyknockers aren't really believed in anymore. The last mine said to have closed because of these ghosts was back in the 1950s. With more advanced mining techniques that were safer, and science explaining the groaning and knocking of the wood, the Tommyknocker soon faded from memory. But it's forever entangled in the American West and the mines that dotted it. However, its name is still around, not just in the Stephen King novel. There's a Tommyknocker brewing company in Colorado, and it owes its namesake to these creatures. Or ghosts.
So, if you're exploring an abandoned mine,
Which you shouldn't.
and hear knocking, you should probably leave. It's the Tommyknocker, warning you you're about to be ambushed by a horde of mole people. You know, you should do a video on mole people.
Yeah, maybe next time.
It's always next time.
Well, lore lovers, what do you think? Would you prefer the English version where they had bodies, or the American iteration where they're mischievous spirits? Let me know in the comments down below. Though these were just a small blip in American folklore, it shows that the human lore and mythology continues to grow. With our limitless imagination, it continues to evolve further and further beyond the horizons of our ancestors. Until next time, lore lovers, stay out of abandoned mines and keep your ears alert. If you hear the knocking, it could be a warning.
That mole people are coming!
I guess I'll be safe then.